Hello everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House, and welcome to Walk In Angel Ariel's weekly wisdom for this upcoming week of August 21st through August 27th, 2022. My name is Claire Candy Huff, and my name is also Angel Ariel, as I had an angelic walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003, which I write about in my award-winning #1 Amazon International best-selling book, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of Angel Ariel, which, by the way, is the sequel to my other award-winning #1 Amazon International bestseller, One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness. And if you're interested in those books, they are available on Amazon in ebook and print. And if you like to listen to audiobooks, they are available on audible.com. I'd like to send out a big welcome back to my loyal subscribers and my followers. It's lovely to be in your energies once more. Thank you so much for liking and sharing and subscribing to my Claire Candy Huff channel. It does mean the world to me. It helps my channel to grow. And also those who have found the channel for the very first time, let me share a little bit about myself through my full-time business, Angel Healing House, which I created 20 years ago in 2003. I am a Reiki master teacher, having taught hundreds and hundreds of Reiki practitioners and master teachers around the world. I am also a clairvoyant, psychic, tarot card reader. I also do past life clearings and ancestral healings, and of course, those restorative, recharging, and re-energizing Reiki energy sessions. And also the author of several #1 Amazon International bestsellers. But speaking of teaching Reiki, I want to share a limited discount special that I'm running for learning Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 with me. Until the end of August 2022, my individualized, personalized Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 courses, because I have never taught in groups. They're individualized and personalized. You can either learn in my Santa Monica office or online, wherever you are in the world. These courses are now specially discounted. Reiki 1 is normally $295 with me, but now is only $222. And Reiki 2 is normally $500, but is now only $395. The prerequisite for learning Reiki 2 is that you must have received your Reiki 1 certification already. That could be either from me or another Reiki master teacher. So to schedule your Reiki course and secure it with a prepayment, or if you want to book intuitive counseling, if you want where we look into your Akashic records, or a revealing angel tarot card reading, past life clearings, or Reiki energy sessions, all of that and more information can be found on my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. And that number to phone Angel Healing House is 831-277-3716. And do remember, that's Pacific Standard Time. And all of that information is in the description box down below. I'd like to send a big thank you to all of those who have made donations to my PayPal account for my free weekly content. If it's given you some direction, some clarity, some motivation, and even some inspiration, and you'd like to make a donation, you can find my PayPal link along with my contact details in that description box below. So let's look into the astrological heavens to see what energies are affecting all of us. Now, how is everyone feeling after the massive energy combination of the Lionsgate portal of last week and last week's Aquarian full moon? Many of my clients have reported feeling like they are unsettled, like they're in an in-between time. And this week we are given the time to integrate and adjust to those powerful new energies. Remember that this past week's Lionsgate portal helped to elevate us to align with our highest spiritual selves. With this huge shift in our internal world, the Uranus North Node conjunction, well, it's bringing up a huge shift in our external world, with Uranus being the planet of sudden changes, liberation, and our collective destiny, and the North Node representing destiny, fate, and karma. This is leading to a time when we will see great fated changes physically manifest in our lives. I've mentioned on previous programs that with our new integrated higher energies, it's like we're now navigating our lives with a whole new internal, soul-driven set of navigational tools. It's like we have suddenly turned on our internal GPS systems. This will be bringing in more direction to move towards more things that are aligned with our energies now, aligned with our jobs, careers, relationships, and locations in which to live. Now, during this time of integration, and some would call it an in-between time, it's important not to force or push anything. Allow ourselves to surrender and just go with the flow. The posse of angels is assuring us that we are exactly where we are meant to be, and that this in-between time is a huge transition to the next highest timeline for us. We might feel like we're going to and fro, 1 minute feeling a heightened sense of bliss, perhaps peace at once with ourselves and with the universe, and then just as quickly feeling unsettled, as if there's nothing tangible to cling on to anymore of any recognition that we formerly got our sense of identity, security, and direction from in the past. Well, the posse of angels is sharing that these seesaw feelings of bliss and then being unsure and unsettled, they are completely normal, while we intuitively anticipate the appearance of our new reality, which just has not been fully anchored in as yet. The more fluid we can be at this time, the more we will sit comfortably and peacefully connected to our divine eternal natures. Now, the posse of angels, they're assuring us that with all the integration of higher energies of consciousness, we are no longer a lower dimensional linear form of energy. As sparks now of powerful multidimensional frequencies of light, we are no longer held down to solely living only in the physical, but many of us have the capacity to manifest instantly, and our energies within are light and bright, constantly evolving and flowing, no longer constricted or restricted by lower dimensional frequencies. To help us while we're in this time of transition, you can be very observant to the choices that you make now in your daily life. Catch yourself to see if you are reactive or triggered by anything. Noticing the trigger, we can then with our free will choose to see it as a blessing or choose to release it with unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. When we do this without any resistance, it actually softens us. It opens space of least resistance when the time is divinely orchestrated for us to step into the highest timeline for our soul's highest purpose to serve. So, this week was a very important downtime of integration, but there are very significant signs that are heralding a time of forward movement on the horizon. For you see, one of those signs is that on August 22nd, the sun crosses over the star Regulus, Regulus, which will be activating our higher chakras. Regulus was one of the 4 royal stars of Persia, along with Fomalhaut, Antares, and Aldebaran, that were considered to be the guardians of the sky in ancient Persia around the year 3000 BCE. These 4 guardians were thought to guard over the gates of heaven, with Aldebaran associated with Archangel Michael, Regulus associated with Archangel Raphael, Antares associated with Archangel Uriel, and Fomalhaut associated with Archangel Gabriel. Now, back to our current star appearing, which is Regulus. Regulus is the heart of the lion and stands for courage, rulership, royal power, leadership, boldness, and bravery. All lion characteristics, to be sure. The appearance of this royal star signifies a time when many will be called into those destined leadership roles and will be helping us to exert not only our boldness and courage, but it's also foretold that it will bring with it good luck and blessings into our lives. To help us to step forward after a time of integration on August 23rd, the Sun enters a new zodiac sign, Virgo, which will get us ready for the next brand new season of our lives. Happy early birthday to all of you Virgos out there. With each change of the Sun into a new zodiac sign, well, it gives us a new set of characteristics to work with that are often associated with that sign. The Virgos that I know are very practical. They're very grounded. They're truly hard workers who spend a lot of time, effort, and energy on their work and completing projects. They have infinite patience and they never give up. Being highly creative, they will often come up with innovative ideas with their analytical and practical minds. Many Virgos go into professions where they can serve others with their helpful and kind natures. But when we step into this new season, remember that Virgos can have a tendency to be critical, perfectionists, and maybe a little bit too self-reliant to the point of not accepting help from others. The point of the posse of angels is reminding us that in this next season, many of us will be introduced to the people in our soul family tribe who will help to support us with our new ways of serving. So we really do want to make sure that we are open to receive help. With their grounded, practical natures, Virgo will help us to make sure that we are organized, we are prepared to enter into a time of harvest as we go into this next month of September. And when I reached out to my oracle cards, the posse of angels directed me to my set of runes. They said, pick a rune first before you go to any oracle or tarot cards. And this is the rune that came out. It's the rune of Otila. And Otila is the rune of separation, retreat, and also the rune of inheritance. It speaks of a time when we need to separate all that we've gotten our identity from and all we know ourselves to be through, as that life no longer resonates with who we are now. The retreat that Otila speaks about is the time of the in-between time that the collective is in at the moment to integrate our new higher energies and release of our former way of life. What this does is prepares us, it actually makes space for us to receive our inheritance, or what is karmically ours. Whether we need to sever ourselves from our position in society, our work, our former beliefs, our relationships that no longer serve us where we live, these will demonstrate to the universe that we are being freed to step into and be more of who we truly are. So that's why they wanted me to go to this rune of separation, retreat, and then opening up to receive our inheritance. Wonderful rune to start off with. Then, when I went to my oracle cards, when they directed me there, this card flew out of the deck, and that's why I'm wearing the butterfly today. The butterfly card of transformation. And along with that, the Moonlight Enchantment card came out, which is the card of magic. Now, like the butterfly in the cocoon, we are either consciously or unconsciously in the process of deep change, and that deep change is of old structures, old beliefs, and ideas. These are falling away, and they'll be replaced with new vitality, a new optimism, as new pathways appear for us. This feeling is if everything that we could hold on to get our identity and security is dissolving, just like the caterpillar in the chrysalis. It has to dissolve in itself. While this can be very unsettling, it's clearing the way for a rebirth to occur, for each and every one of us to become the butterfly. And the posse of angels wishes to remind all of us that nothing is being done to us. Don't feel like you're being put upon. But it is, the changes are being made and initiated by the immense energetic changes inside each and every one of us. We are bringing more light and vibrant energies into the world, and that's why we are changing. The more you can go with the flow and welcome new changes, this will aid in the manifestation of a new cycle, new relationships, new projects, new places to live. And what better card to receive along with the butterfly transformation is the card of magic. And as we let go of seeing ourselves through the lens of an outdated program belief of having to compromise, settle for less, for many being resigned to unfulfilled dreams and desires, we turn our focus to the new magical energies of knowing that the magic to create and manifest was always inside of ourselves. We were searching all over outside externally for that magic to happen, but when we turned the mirror back on ourselves and we connected with our divine, multidimensional, powerful, sovereign natures, then manifestation becomes very easy. Having awakened to our divine natures, we realize that it is we who we've been waiting for. Our energies, our thoughts, our words, our actions to be aligned to what we are wishing for. This is why we spoke about September being a time of harvest for so many people. So wonderful cards, transformation and magic coming out together. Then I went to the Oracle of Mystical Moments and brought forth further confirmation with this card. This is a card 3. 3 is the number of creation, and 3 is also the number of miracles. It's the white rose of hope. And from this card, and the words to this card are hope, beacon, solution, and beginning. This woman is in a dark landscape, but there's a shining, beautiful white rose that acts like a beacon, illuminating the dark. White rose symbolizes hope and that there are new beginnings on the horizons. She's able to see that clear pathway in front of her. Why? Because she's done so much clearing and raising of her vibrational frequency inside, and light has to attract light now. So the path will be illuminated when the timing is right for you to step on that new path of new solutions and be like a beacon to new beginnings. So I love that. And lastly, before we go to the tarot cards, I have a wonderful new deck, and it's this one. It's called, let me just grab the booklet here. It's called Salt and Sea Energy by Rachel Robino. It's a lovely, very soft deck. And this card came out. The last card of the deck, the card appeared with its message. And it's sea glass. And it says, your future is being rewritten. And I love on the bottom that it says, metamorphosis. And of course, our butterfly spirit card was transformation. So, sea glass is speaking, and it's a message about our future, and it's being rewritten. Just like bottles and glassware that find its way into the discarded and find its way into the oceans through the constant pressure of the waves and the tides. That glass becomes smoothed and refined down to small stones and sea glass. And many years of going through challenges and changes and being pummeled by the surf, they eventually wash upon the shore, and they glisten in the sunshine like beautiful treasures. Sea glass is reminding all of us that it is never, ever too late to rewrite our story, our future, and it starts with rewriting it in our present moment. As individuals and as a collective, we are at varying levels of going through a great metamorphosis, closing doors on what no longer serves us so that new ones can open for us. Having been tossed and tumbled by the challenges of life, life's battering waves, this great metamorphosis is turning all those rough edges into fortunes and taking what used to be our shadows and turning them into light. All we need to do is to know that Spirit knows us better than we know ourselves, and to let go and surrender and have faith and trust in this great metamorphosis that is occurring on the planet now. So I love that that came out. It's such confirmation about the transformation that we are going through as human beings of light on a planet that is transforming into a planet of light, truth, and justice, and love, and acceptance, and unity. Let's go to my tarot cards. Angel Healing House Tarot deck. And yes, that is me on the back. Let me wake up the cards. Wake, wake, wake. Wake up cards and give us some messages, the posse of angels, for this coming week. Now, my apologies, everyone. I usually post a full Celtic cross on Tuesdays, but I just couldn't get to doing my Tarot Tuesday video, and so a big apology for that. And to make up for that, today I will do a full Celtic cross. I usually on Walk-in Angel Ariel's Weekly Wisdom, I just usually pick 5 cards. But because I missed out on Tuesday, I will do a full 10-card Celtic cross. Whoops! Whoops, 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 whoops. Okay, that's just much too many. I like to take jumpers, but that's much too many. Okay. Is that enough? Okay. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, and put them together. Okay. First card that's coming out for us is the card of transformation. Major Arcana card, it's the Death card. The Death card rarely means that somebody's going to cross over, but this is the card of endings and beginnings. As you can see in my card here, yes, the man, let me see, which way am I going? Man is grieving his beautiful lady who is in the boat, but she is transitioning. She is transitioning up to the arms of the angels, and it's a transformation that we go through from one state, the physical, to the state of the non-physical, and that's very much what we're doing as we've been in the cocoon, as we're in this in-between time. We are dissolving into our former selves in order to be rebirthed into the light now. And that's where many find themselves to be, at an ending of this cycle, and then this beginning, this great, wonderful, new beginning that we're going to be stepping into. So that's our general situation. What is perhaps crossing us, hindering or helping us, is the devil. Now, the devil card is about wearing masks. It's about those things that we escape into. And in this in-between time, it's really getting us to see if there are any of those things that, if we continue to hang on to them, any of those addictions, any of those those things that are causing our lives to be lower dimensional, let's say, then we cannot ascend into the higher dimensional frequencies. It just can't happen, because if there's any lower dimensional frequencies, we will just keep ourselves in a cycle of lower dimensional living. So what's going to help us tremendously is to address those things that are addictions. I mean, they can be anything from overeating to over shopping to drugs to alcohol to and doing things in excess that are affecting us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So it's really a time, and that's why this Devil card has come up in this position, for us to take a good look and say, how much do I really want to ascend and to participate and serve in the higher dimensions of light on planet Earth? And it's really a time of saying, push come to shove, either we do or we don't. And that's our free will choice. The next at the base of the reading is the Temperance card. We are alchemists now. With our higher dimensional frequencies, it's like we are constantly in the present moment. We are mixing things with our words, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and we're tempering them. We're tempering them to see if they are in alignment with the fulfillment of our desires. We know that the rainbow is the fulfillment of our wishes, but now this beautiful flow, look at that beautiful flow of that waterfall. We are very much able to work with those unseen energies with spirit, to be able to co-create just the worlds or the realities that we wish to see. That's because we've let go of all expectations and attachments as to the how and when of things working out for us. And we still have our intentions, but we know that we're alchemically creating that as a co-creation with spirit now. And you know what? Spirit works in the realm of miracles. So why wouldn't we work with spirit and let go that egoic part of us that wishes to force and control things? Wow, this card is the Three of Swords, and this card came up in the past. Now, for a long time, we have been working on the trauma and the fear and the chaos and the drama of letting those things go that were just programmed into us to keep us of a lower vibrational frequency. But all of that sorrow and that grief and that sadness, bitterness, resentment, regret, judgment, criticism, defensiveness, blame, shame, guilt, all of those things, being a victim, they are in the past now. And that's where we are. We find ourselves clear, having integrated so much unconditional love, forgiveness, and compassion, especially for ourselves. And now we can relegate that feeling of sadness and grief. Yes, we've been through a tremendous voyage to get to where we are now. And now we're just in that in-between time, waiting for the new horizon, and not just waiting, but being creative and being joyful and passionate and excited where we are. Next card. Well, if this card is the card of alchemy, which is the base of our reading, what could be at the top but the Magician? The Magician is the card that we now know that whatever we created before in our lives was created with our thoughts, our words, and our feelings and our actions, and where we put our focus. And now with clarity and we connect with our hearts, and we have all the tools that we need to be able to say, I am now working with spirit, and show me the signs in order to step forward and take inspired action. And it's in taking the inspired action that we then step into that Latin phrase, vorbis e dimagio e in vorbis, which means the magic is inside of you. The magic has always been inside of you. And just like Dorothy had the ability to be able to tap her shoes and to go home, much the same. We were looking for all the magic outside of ourselves when the magic is inside of ourselves. Next, what's going to be in our near future is karma coming back to us. The Justice card, yes, it's about legal contracts. It's also about truth, but it's much about karma. That's why I often tell my tarot students when they learn tarot with me is that the 11 card is in the middle. It's in the middle of the cards, of those 22 cards, and it's there for a reason, because all that we've lived up until a certain point, then our actions, our words, our deeds all come back to balance things out karmically in our life. And we don't have to push it, we don't have to force it, but just like the blindfolded lady of justice in the tarot card, we know that whatever we've done before will come back and find us karmically now, especially with the Uranus North Node conjunction, which is all about fate and destiny and our karma. Okay, the next card that's coming in for us is the Three of Wands. And this is the card, another three. Threes are the number of, again, we've gotten, let me see here, we've gotten 2 threes. 3 is the number of creation and miracles. And many people, having let go of their expectations and attachments and restrictions on how their life should or ought to or had to have worked out, then they'll be able to see those ships on the horizon that Spirit is sending us in answer to the fulfillment of our dreams and intentions and our wishes. And as I said before, Spirit knows us better than we know ourselves. So let go and surrender, and then you'll be able to see those ships coming in on the horizon and be able to take inspired action too. Either being on that ship and then to be transported somewhere else, or accepting the goods that are coming in on that ship. The next card, I mentioned inheritance. Otila is the rune of separation, retreat, and inheritance. And what card comes out is inheritance. This is the legacy. This is the card. Not that we ever did anything for the light to hold higher vibrations and frequencies of light on the planet. Not only we did not do it to be rewarded, but this is what's coming in. It's an unseen force that's going to be coming in to help us, support us. And they're also saying that this is our soul tribe family coming in to financially support us, mentally, physically, where we live, emotionally support us, spiritually support us, all of those things, and abundantly feel supported by the universe, ourselves, and our soul tribe. So I love that the inheritance card came out, which is mirroring what our rune said. The next card is the Eight of Pentacles. Now this is the card of, I call it the being remarkable card, and being rewarded for our gifts and our talents and our abilities and doing something that we absolutely love doing. It's not work for us because it's something that was seeded in our soul, and we absolutely are so joyful and passionate about doing it and being recognized and promoted and rewarded for our gifts now. It's wonderful to do this work, but it's also nice to get a pat on the back and also recognized, monetarily recognized. It's nice to get verbally recognized, and those things. And we don't do it for that, but it's nice when it comes back. And the final card, the outcome, is of course the World. I love how tarot works. and kind of the sacred geometry of tarot, we started with the transformation card, which was an ending of a cycle. And then, so we can begin a new cycle in this season of harvest going into September. And what do we end up with? We end up with the World, which is the ending of a cycle. And then the laurel wreath being rewarded as we end this cycle, and then we step on to a path of a new cycle. So, and that's not the end of our lives, so that we can start all over again from 21 and go back to that new path of being the Fool and starting at 0 again with a new set of very clear, bright, light, wonderful, high-dimensional frequencies inside of us and stepping onto new timelines. So let's end as we do every week with making a little bit of magic. Making magic. I hope everyone's well. Here we're coming up in the States to kind of the ending of September. Sorry, the ending of August and the ending of summer. In the stores, I already see things, for Halloween and all of those things. And it's hard when it's 80 degrees and you're still in summer mode to think about spiced lattes and pumpkin soup and all of those fall things. So, Posse of Angels, give us another jumper. We have one that flew out of the deck. Another one. Come on. I'll just have to choose two. If you don't, okay. That's all. I'll take that. And okay, there's that one. Okay, good. What do we have here? The first that we have coming out for us is self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of self-worth. Again, nobody is doing this to us, this in-between time. If you are going through an in-between time, feeling elated at one moment and then another moment unsure, not settled, it's just because timelines are changing. Have confidence in yourself that you are always where you're meant to be. And Spirit is always with you. And abundance is your nature, and you have all the tools that you need to create a heaven on earth existence for yourself. And I have helped so many individuals through my Angel Healing House business for the last 20 years have the confidence to be able to be true to themselves and not compromise and settle for less. The next card is Happy Love, a joyful, stable partnership and good friends. Now, we have happy love in our life when we have happy love inside. And so this self-confidence helps us to love ourselves and to not disrespect and dishonor ourselves. I had a client in here in my office, and she was saying how upset she was with her husband all the time. They were fighting continually. And I said to her, well, I said, it's never about anything outside of ourselves. It's about what's inside of ourselves that causes this trigger. And she said, but I don't want to leave him because I love him. I said, it's not about love. It's about respect and honor. And if somebody considers and values you, that's what it's about. And because love exists. Love always exists. And you will take that love with you when you cross over, whenever you choose to exit. But that happy love is that love that we have inside, and then it can appear in our reality. And then the next card that comes out for us is a great way to end wishes coming true. And it's rapid achievement of your dreams and your wishes. So take this in-between time. Take this, bless it, have some downtime. I'm just getting shivers up and down my legs. legs, because those of us that have asked to step into those leadership roles, and those of us that have asked to serve, which I do every day for the last 20 years, all I say is, I will, to will, God, Source, Creator's will. Show me how to do that. You say jump, and I say how high. So many of us will be shown those paths, but do take this in between time to really bless it and to soften yourself and open up to that new time of harvest that we will be going into. So I hope that's been helpful, everyone. Do remember my special for Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. Reiki 1 is normally $295, but now it's discounted to $222, and Reiki 2 is normally $500 with me, but now it's only $395, and those limited special discounts are only to the end of August 2022. So if you want to book those personalized individual courses with me, or any of the other sessions, intuitive counseling, angel tarot card readings, past life clearings, and also those wonderful Reiki recharging, restorative, and re-energizing sessions, which can be done either in my Santa Monica office or distant healing. Please do go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or you can phone 831-277-3716. And remember, that's Pacific Standard Time. Go out, everyone, and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. And as always, I'm wishing you love and angel blessings. Take care, everyone. Bye.